Kia ora, Richard Templar, Chief Executive Te Aorangaho Engineering New Zealand. I'd like to give you an update on what has been happening over the last few months at Engineering New Zealand. We know the industry is facing pretty challenging times. A large number of infrastructure and other large-scale construction projects have been put on hold, and this is putting a lot of pressure on the industry. Recently, we met with Minister Bishop, the Minister for Infrastructure, to discuss what might be done. We took a positive approach with the Minister, outlining what he could do to try and get these projects moving. We talked to him about procurement, we talked to him about ministerial direction and letters of expectation to try and encourage more projects to get out into the marketplace. We also talked to the Minister about the looming skills shortage for engineering. As we know at the moment, the workforce is reducing, and when more projects come on stream, there's not going to be enough engineers. And then finally, we talked to the Minister about AI in engineering, which he was fascinated about. So Engineering New Zealand has also been providing submissions on a variety of topics. Together with our technical groups, we've submitted on granny flats, we've submitted on vocational engineering reforms and the vocational reforms in general. We've been looking at the science system reforms, particularly the Gluckman report into what is happening with CRIs and universities. And we're currently looking at submitting on building consents, fire system reform, building products, earthquake-prone buildings, and all the other reforms that Minister Pink is leading in the building and construction sector. We also put a brief submission on New Zealand's second emissions reduction plan. We're always keen to have members' input on our submissions, so you'll see the opportunity to do so in our Discover newsletter. When you see that, please get involved. A consultation Engineering New Zealand is leading at the moment on behalf of the Registration Authority is around the changes to the CPENG rules. The rules for being a chartered professional engineer were written in 2002, and it's time we updated them. We're strengthening the CPENG system to give the public, regulators, engineers and the government confidence that the system is being managed to an acceptable standard and to ensure public safety. The biggest change is the ability to create classes of CPENG. This rule change will allow us to create classes, and the first class that will be created is the general class, which all current CPENG engineers will move into. We can then look at classes such as structural, fire, heavy vehicles or others where there is a significant risk to public safety and where there is a regulatory requirement. But that's something that will happen further on. We're also looking at the way we manage complaints and reassessments to try and make those processes of a higher standard, but also faster. We'd really invite all CPENG engineers or any engineers contemplating CPENG to read the consultation document, which you can find on our registrationauthority.org.nz website, and make a submission. A significant piece of work we've undertaken is developing a new strategy for 2024 to 27. The key elements of the strategy are relevance for members. This is providing the right training, events and digital experience for our members. Leadership of the profession is advocacy, our work with ministers and ministries around things such as infrastructure and the skills shortage. It's our work on the CPENG rules to make those fit for purpose. It is dealing with global challenges such as artificial intelligence and climate change, so engineers can deal with both issues effectively. And it is looking at our natural hazards response to codify the way engineers can help in disasters. Engagement and partnership. This is focusing on working with our groups and our branches to deliver the best possible connection between the organisation and the groups, so engineers can get the technical training and experience they need. It is working with the Engineering Foundation as our philanthropic arm to support those engineers who need help, but also to lift the number of people who are able to enter the engineering profession. We also work with our sector programs and our engineering practice team to provide good advice to engineers and good advice to government. Organisational excellence is about maintaining the performance in our seatbench space, making sure reassessments are done promptly and complaints are done even faster. And it's also working on ourselves internally to make the performance of our organisation smooth and efficient. In September, I was lucky enough to travel to Sydney to meet with Engineers Australia. Engineers Australia is our sister organisation, very similar in function to us, just somewhat larger given the larger nature of the Australian economy. It was really good to meet with the Engineers Australia executive team, plus leading players in the infrastructure and engineering sector in Australia to discuss what was happening over there and how it compared to here. They're seeing similar trends in terms of the changing nature of the profession, increasing demands and a facing skills shortage, and working on how immigrant engineers can be integrated into their profession. Engineering New Zealand has a range of fantastic CPD courses for you to do. An example of this is Gen AI with Matt Ensor. So why should you be doing CPD courses? It's to enhance your technical abilities and knowledge, to improve your safety and compliance, to network with professionals who work in the same sectors and space as yourself, and to get your hours for CPEng and for membership. We know from talking with industry that at the moment things are pretty challenging, but we also know, looking at government forecasts, that there's a huge amount of work coming down the pipeline, and when that occurs, there's not going to be enough engineers to be able to deliver on all the work. So the skills shortage is looming in the medium to long term. So what are we doing about it? Well, one of our key programs is the Wonder Project. This is a project that works at primary school level to get kids excited and energised about STEM projects. You may be aware of the Rocket Challenge, which is all about kids designing, building and launching and testing rockets, and then redesigning them to see if they can get them to go further. We know this works. We know this encourages both students and teachers to get engaged with STEMs. The challenge for us is that the government funding we previously had for this project has gone away. So we have put out an appeal to the industry to help us in supporting the Wonder Project, and we're extremely grateful to all the firms who have responded positively. What we're looking for is more help so we can bring the Wonder Project back to the scale it used to be, where we were able to reach 50% of primary school students. So if you'd like to help the Wonder Project, please get in touch. Your contributions can help students of the future become the bright and successful engineers we need. Recently, Engineering New Zealand has launched a major project entitled Women in Engineering. There are both audio recordings and text which shows the history of women in engineering, right from the first women to enter engineering school in New Zealand, through to the contribution of modern engineers. This is a really important piece of work because it highlights how important women are to engineering, but also the need for more women in engineering. Currently, the number of female engineers is significantly less than what should be 50% in the profession. I really encourage people to listen to the recordings and read the information, and then work out how you can contribute to making the engineering profession more welcoming for women. The Enves, New Zealand's premier engineering awards, is back. Mark in your diaries, 25th of July next year at the Dome, Auckland Museum. There are 9 revamped categories, such as leadership, innovation and te ao Māori. To get involved with the Enves, Either to attend, to enter or to sponsor, visit enves.nz. While it's been a challenging year, I hope next year brings the green shoots of the uplift in the economy and some new projects and work for all of us. Good luck for the rest of the year. Have a great break over the summer, and we look forward to touching base next year.